Hi, welcome parents. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my parent open house video for the Algebra 1 Math Lab class. My name is Miss Rachel DeFelice, and my email is on the screen there that you see. So if you need to contact me for anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I can get back to you as soon as possible. And then also, if you want to leave me a phone call, you can leave me a message at this extension 7807. But email is just a tad easier to reply back to quickly throughout the school day. Just a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Zion, Illinois. And after graduating high school, I went to University of Northwestern St. Paul, and I lived and taught in Minnesota for 10 years. And in 2018, I got hired at Carmel High School. I actually sought Carmel out because I wanted to live and work here. And so I've been teaching at Carmel High School since 2018. Here's a couple pictures of my family. I do sometimes talk about my son Zeke in class. He just turned 1 this year, so it's been fun to watch him grow up. And your student may have said, Miss DeFelice talks about her son Zeke. I have some photos up here of him, but enough about me. I want to talk to you about my class and how much it's been fun to get to know your student so far this year. So the Algebra 1 Support Study Hall and Math Lab classes, class that's split up into 2 parts. Part of it is the study hall part with Miss Baker. So if your student has me, they have a support study hall with Miss Baker. And then the Math Lab section is the other half of the period, 45 minutes, where we go over just all things math. The topics that we'll cover will be the units that are covered in their Algebra 1 class. It may not be exactly in the same order, but I try to cover as closely as possible what every teacher is covering currently in class based on our curriculum. And so topics that we'll go over would be expressions, solving equations, solving inequalities. We did start this year with our functions unit, so that's what we began with this year. We will do graphing linear equations, so everything that has to do with a line, systems of equations, which would be 2 lines and how they work together, and then kind of as we get into semester 2, topics like exponents, polynomials, quadratics, and more. I do have linked the syllabus here. This is also on my Canvas page, but I actually have the slides here in the video, so I'll just go to the next slide and we can go through everything that was on that syllabus that your student got. It's also linked on Canvas. It's posted in my room, but we'll go through those together here. So the first thing I talk about with the class is just the expectations that I have for my students, and that's that we're going to help each other, we're going to support each other, we're going to be kind and respectful, and we're going to come prepared each day to learn math. Things that they're going to need are going to be paper and pencil, and then obviously a calculator for math class. I do have some that they can borrow, but it would be great if they could have their own. Cell phone policy for my class would be that your student just has their cell phone put away during our learning time, and it just will be in their backpack. I don't have a phone caddy or anything like that, so they'll just have it put away in their backpack. I do have a calculator that I personally use and like for this class. It's this light blue TI-30XS calculator, and it has this fraction button that I think is a great feature for students to see visually a numerator and denominator and what they're typing into each part of the fraction. But in class, I do have 10 of these TI-30, the darker blue. It's a TI-30XII. So it's like 2 little I's in between the XS. A calculator would be great if they can have their own, but I do have some that they can borrow. Another thing that I think would be really helpful for this class would be a sort of folder or a binder where they can keep their materials until a particular unit is over, just so they can look back and review. Our course breakdown is just really total points. So anything that we do in class, they're going to get participation for, or group work, or completing task activities that we do. There's no homework assigned. There's no testing in this class. And so just they come and they do their work and they get credit for it. Attendance is obviously important for a math class. Your student can check Canvas to see anything that they missed, but if they miss something like an activity that isn't able to be made up, you're going to see in PowerSchool an exemption because they won't be able to make up that activity for that day. Any late work or things that I do collect, they can always turn in. If they were absent, they will get full credit for. It just needs to be turned in. You may notice a score of 0 because it wasn't done, and it will be flagged with missing, but then they can complete that when they're done. Canvas is where I post everything that your student will need for class. Oops, let me go back here. Here's a picture of my Canvas page. It will have the daily agenda linked, review materials, updates about class, and more. If there's anything that your student needs, please reach out to me. I would be happy to help in any way possible. If you'd be willing to donate like Kleenex, that would be wonderful for my class. And besides that, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. It will be a pleasure to get to know and work with your student this year.